Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to another deep dive. Today, we're heading off the beaten path to a really fascinating town in India called Jhunjhunu. Our sources paint this picture of a place that's just packed with history, art, and something quite unexpected. I mean, right off the bat, I saw it referred to as Veer Bhumi.
Yeah, land of the brave.
Exactly. Apparently for its pretty incredible contribution to the Indian Armed Forces, which just seems, well, surprising alongside the art.
It is, isn't it? And that's what's so interesting here, how that deep military connection, that heritage, it just weaves right into this really vibrant cultural scene. Jhunjhunu is in the Shekhawati region of Rajasthan, which, is already famous for its history and its unique art. So this town, it's not just a list of facts. It really shows how centuries of tradition and a kind of modern outlook can actually exist together.
Right.
And for anyone thinking, okay, where is this? It's actually quite reachable, about 180 kilometers from Jaipur, maybe 245 from Delhi. Good roads, rail connections,
Oh,
pretty accessible.
that definitely makes it easier to picture visiting, doesn't it? Okay, so let's dig into that history a bit. Sources say it started with the Kamkani Nawabs back in the 15th century.
That's right. And then later, the Shekhawati Rajputs really developed it.
Yeah.
But the really defining chapter, I think, the thing that makes it so visually rich is when it became this major center for wealthy Marwari merchants.
Ah, the Marwaris. Okay, that makes sense with the famous Havelis, right? Those huge mansions covered in painting.
Exactly. The frescoes, they're incredible.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just, showing off wealth. It was more profound than that. It speaks to this tradition where merchants, many of whom moved to big cities like Kolkata or Mumbai for business,
Right.
they would funnel that success back home, pouring money into these elaborate Havelis in their ancestral towns.
So like anchoring their status back in Jhunjhunu.
Precisely. Anchoring identity, prestige, and funding this amazing art form in the process. The frescoes show everything: Hindu myths, local stories, but also, fascinatingly, you see things from the colonial era depicted too, like little snapshots of changing times right there on the walls.
Wow.
Places like the Modi Haveli, the Tipperwala Havelis, they're prime examples if you ever get to see them.
So Land of the Brave on one hand, and this incredible artistic and business legacy on the other. And it wasn't just Havelis, right? I saw mentions of temples, stepwells, baoris.
Yes, absolutely. The Rani Sati Temple is a major pilgrimage site there. And there's the Khetri Mahal, sometimes called the Wind Palace locally. Get this. It actually inspired the design of the much more famous Hawa Mahal in Jaipur.
No way. Yeah.
Yeah, quite the architectural connection there. It's that same spirit, that unique blend that also seems to fuel the military side of things.
Back to the Veer Bhumi idea.
Exactly. This dedication to service, it's really strong. The town has produced a truly astonishing number of soldiers and officers.
How does that happen? Is it just tradition or?
Well, tradition plays a huge part, but it's also supported by education. Think about BITS Pilani nearby.
The Birla Institute of Technology and Science, yeah, a famous engineering school.
Right, and Jhunjhunu itself has Rajasthan's first Sainik school, specifically set up to prepare kids for the armed forces.
That's a powerful mix then. Art, commerce, military service, education,
Yeah,
all feeding into each other.
it really is.
Our sources also mention the economy shifting. Agriculture and trade were traditional, but now...
Now you see a lot of influence from NRIs, non-resident Indians families working abroad,
Okay.
and successful industrialists too. And they're investing back, much like the Marwaris did, but maybe in different ways now, improving infrastructure, helping tourism,
Interesting.
even pushing things like solar energy projects and rural development. It's clear they value the past, but are definitely building for the future too.
So pulling it all together for you listening, Jhunjhunu really comes across as this captivating mix. You've got the historical grandeur, the sheer artistic richness, that unique military and educational tradition, and it's all happening alongside modern development. It feels very dynamic.
It really does. And maybe that leaves us with a final question for you to think about. When you look at Jhunjhunu with its ancient Havelers rubbing shoulders with military pride, the Marwari merchant history, and this modern progress, what does its story tell us? What does it reveal about how communities, maybe anywhere in the world, manage to hold on to their unique identity while also, adapting and evolving in our super globalized world?
That's a really great question, something definitely worth pondering. Well, we hope this deep dive has given you a taste of what makes Jhunjhunu so special. Keep exploring those unique cultural intersections out there.